certainly one of the positions that we were looking at with cut down day was the wide receiver position. And boy, was there a flurry of activity around the National Football League in the last 24 to 48 hours, just at that position alone. You saw Mecole Hardman got let go. Laviska Shenault got let go. Marquez Valdez-Scantling a couple days ago.
I loved that kid at Colorado.
Shenault?
Yeah, I remember
you Colorado. I remember you really liked Shenault.
Oh, man, I just thought he was going to be good.
Hardman getting let go. MVS getting let go. KJ Osborne got let go. Robert Woods got let go. And then today,
one of the biggest losers was wide receivers making a comeback.
Just in general, right? Yeah,
just wide receivers making a comeback. Yeah, it didn't work out very well. Hunter Renfrow, Michael Gallup, all the guys, it just didn't work out very well.
Adam Thielen today got traded back to Minnesota.
His kid was so excited.
Carolina.
I saw a little video. His little daughter was jumping up and down. She was so excited.
The Jags traded for Lions wide receiver Tim Patrick. Deontay Johnson got released by the Cleveland Browns. And all the while,
Deontay Johnson has now been on every single team in the NFL.
That is factually incorrect. But if he comes to the Cardinals, it'd be a done deal, right? He has been on a lot of teams. He has. The Arizona Cardinals stood pat with their wide, and not only did they stand pat with their wide receiver room, technically they only have 5 on the roster. Now, the same question you asked in your email today, one of my really good friends asked me last night when I went over to his house to draft a fantasy football team. Same question.
Yeah.
Should we be worried about the Cardinals wide receiver room? It was like one of the first things he said to me when I walked in the door. Hey, should we be worried about the Cardinals wide receiver room? Should we?
They're not.
Apparently.
They like what they have.
Clearly.
Is it in Monty you trust or no? You got Marvin Harrison Jr. You've got, you've got Dort. You're hoping Michael Wilson takes a little bit of a jump.
Zay Jones.
Zay's been, Zay's a good player. He had a good year a few years ago, Jacksonville. I think a lot is riding on Marvin being a true number one.
I think that is the
a lot is riding
of the day. That is the statement of the day.
Because let's be honest, your number 2 won't matter as much if your 3-headed monster, not counting quarterback, is Trey McBride, James Conner, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Mm-hmm. I can throw to my tight end. I can throw to my wide receiver. I can hand it off to him. I'm good. I don't need my number 2 receiver to be Anquan Bolden. I don't need that as long as Trey McBride is great. Now, boy, it'd be nice to have a second wide receiver and third wide receiver step up, and especially third down situations like that when teams are going to try to cover Marv and not let him beat you. It would be nice to have somebody else step up, but they like what they have. Monty Ossenfort resisted the temptation to go get another player. Can't tell you how many times I was asked about guys, and I said, nope, not interested. Play Don't Fear the Reaper. We did it all summer long. Every time we'd say, hey, are the Cardinals interested in this guy?
Song. I got sick of it, I tell you.
How could you ever get sick of Don't Fear the Reaper?
Because you play it a lot. You do play it a lot. Because it to me, all I think about is your negativity and you saying no. It's a perfectly fine song.
Is that true? The people for their whole life, every time that song comes on, think of
that song, I say, this is just Gambo saying no.
Saying no.
This is Gambo killing my dreams again. Okay. Yeah, it's a dream killer song.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just like, no.
Yes, it is.
No.
That's what girls should have done in high school every time you asked them out. Hey, would you like to go out with me?
You know what? They didn't
Hit that tune.
They didn't need a theme song for that.
They
didn't need a theme song for that. They were perfectly capable of saying no. I don't need a song to tell you no. The answer is just no. I'm not going to go out with you.
They're content. They're happy. They like their guys. They trust their guys.
And I think there's, and you kind of hinted at it a second ago. I think there's another element at play here, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm saying this is just how it is. Their offense is just not centered around the wide receiver position the way others are. They are a run-first offense. They're a smash-your-face-in offense. They're a James Conner offense. They're a 4 tight end offense, right? They're a 12 personnel. They're a 13 personnel. Whatever moniker you want to attach to it. The Arizona Cardinals move the ball and throw it to the point where Kyler expressed that frustration with us, and I'll go ahead and say it. I think he was expressing a little bit of frustration with the offense and how it's not really geared for the deep shot. He took exception to the suggestion that his deep ball accuracy isn't that great, suggesting that the reason why they don't do that is because their offense just isn't wired for that. That's not what they're about.
We have big plays in a running game.
Yeah, and so for me, if you're going to build a roster that way, don't half-ass it, commit to it 100%. And I think they've done that with their roster building to say, you know what we value? We value having 4 tight ends on the roster. You know, we value having 2 running back ones on the roster in James Conner and Trey Benson, whether Benson elevates to that or not. Now, again, right or wrong, good or bad, I don't know, but I can see where fans are uncomfortable with the wide receiver room because there's not a lot there. You know, there's just not a lot in the traditional sense that you would expect from a wide receiver room. It does look thin when you look at it, but you just have to factor in how they play offense.
If I said to you, who's going to be the second leading receiver?
Who's not a tight end?
It's not a tight end. Who's going to be after Marvin Harrison Jr.? Not everybody's going to say Michael Wilson.
No.
Or some guys won't even say Zay Jones. Could it be you don't know. If we said how many catches are each of those guys going to have and put a number on it, we're probably going to be wrong.
Yeah.
Like if I said to you how many catches you think each guy will have, it'll probably be lower than what you're thinking.
Trey McBride is such a unique talent in this league that I would make a bet right now, and I don't think I'd be going out on a limb by doing it, by telling you he's going to lead the team in receptions, that he's going to lead the team in targets, that he's going to lead the team in receiving yards. I mean, would I be going out on a limb by saying that? No. Because that's how they're wired. That's how they're built. That's how they want to be built.
Yeah, well, he can't be covered.
Right.
You can't cover him.
When you've got a singular player like that who can't be covered the way he can't. I mean,
too big and strong for secondary guys.
Joint practices out of Denver, everybody was like, yeah, nobody can cover Trey McBride.
Well, you can't.
Nobody can cover.
Because who are you going to cover with him? You would hope you had this hybrid linebacker that could cover him, but a lot of linebackers can't stay with him. And a lot of the corners and the safeties aren't big enough to handle him. So he's just a mismatch. It's a mismatch on the field.
So as long as he's fine and as long as Marvin Harrison Jr. is fine, in theory, that should be enough. But that's just the theory. We'll see how it actually works. And we'll see if health, hopefully doesn't become a factor in this conversation.
Well, if I'm a defensive coordinator, first thing I'm doing is I'm taking Trey McBride out of the game. Okay, beat me with anybody else. I'm going to try to blanket this guy and not let him crush me. That's what I'm going to try to do.
Which, in theory, should open things up for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Should, yep.
But to answer your question, who's the second leading wide receiver on the team? I still think it should be Michael Wilson. I still think, but if it's not, I guarantee you that will be a position that gets addressed next offseason. That becomes a position that is a major focus and a major priority next offseason if Michael Wilson isn't a competent, good, reliable second wide receiver.
38 receptions his first year, 47 the second year, 58 targets the first year, 71 the second year. Okay. There's a difference of a few games because he played 13 and then 16. But if he goes from 38 to 47 to
60,
if he goes to 60, I'll take it.
60, 65. I mean, if Michael Wilson ends the season with 60 receptions and I'm just spitballing here, 800 yards, 825 yards with 4 touchdowns, you'll take that. On a team with Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., and James Conner,
right?
You'll take that.
You'll take it.
That's fine. Fine. That's all you need out of the second wide receiver on the Arizona Cardinals. That's it. You don't need much more than that with this offense. Kyler's ability to run, Trey Benson, Trey McBride. You don't need much more than that.
Who's Cincinnati's? Higgins? Is Higgins their second receiver?
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
All right. Chase had 127 receptions.
Okay.
Higgins had 73.
Okay. But they don't have the Trey McBride.
All right, they don't have Trey McBride.
They're built differently. They're built more traditionally than I would say the Cardinals are.
Yeah. But if you look at all the teams' number 1 and the number 2 wide receivers, you're going to see guys that are somewhere in that range that you were just talking about. Somewhere in that, can you get to 60? Because I think that's a good number for a second guy.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.